How I made $580,000 in just 1 month with branded dropshipping. Unlike most gurus, I actually make money with the business model I teach. For branded dropshipping, I've been doing it for over 5 years now. And for most of you guys that have been following me for a while, you guys know I've been doing this shit for a long time. And as you can see with the screenshot I just showed you guys, just in May, this one branded dropshipping store made over $580,000 in profit. The beautiful thing is, it's not that hard. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but most of the people on YouTube, specifically other dropshipping gurus, will make YouTube videos talking about how they made this much with the store or they're making this much with dropshipping, and they'll tell you all the little methods. And you kind of take a step back and notice all these gurus are all sharing the same methods. The issue is, most of these methods don't actually work because these guys don't actually make money with branded dropshipping. The sad truth is, most of the people who actually make money with this business model don't make content and don't take the time out of their day to get in front of the camera and educate people about it. Unlike them, I like to be a beacon of light and help you guys actually make this business model work. So without further ado, let's talk about how this one branded dropshipping store made over $580,000 in the month of May 2024. Now, one of the first and most important parts of actually making money with branded dropshipping is, as you guys know, finding that winning product. Finding that product that's gonna take you from being someone who doesn't have any money to someone who's making a lot of money. I'm sure you guys have heard the term before, you're just one product away from your dream life, you're just one product away from living a life that you wanna live. And finding that one product is genuinely one of the hardest parts about this business model. However, lucky for you guys who stumble across this video where I can give you some extra tips and exactly how I was able to find this product and what criteria I used to find this product. One of the most important parts about product research when it comes to this e-commerce world is not about where you look for that product, but it's actually what you look for in the product. Having strict criteria is one of the most important parts of a successful e-commerce entrepreneur. So what is a good strict criteria? What I will say is this: instead of looking for products that you think are cool and that you think are good, look for products that older women and men would buy. Now, I know that sounds weird, and I know a lot of people watching this might be like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would I sell to older women and men? It doesn't really sound like me. I get it, guys. When you're getting into e-commerce, you're gonna be attracted to products that might make more sense to you. For example, these products could be anything along the lines like lighters, or maybe fidget spinners or keychains or different types of devices. See, when I first started dropshipping online, I tried to sell a lot of different devices because I'm a tech guy and I like tech. So I said, why not sell tech? What I didn't realize is that's not what the older demographic is buying. Now, you might be wondering, why should I sell to the older demographic? And the main reason for that is because they're the ones with the money. And I know from an outside perspective, this might not seem as crucial as it really is, but trust me, guys, it is one of the make or break things in the e-commerce world. When you're starting to sell products online, when you're looking for products online, don't try to sell to younger people. And this means don't sell like those fidgety products, like those gimmicky keychains that an older person wouldn't buy. I've seen time and time again, when you're selling to an older demographic, you genuinely will make more money and it's easier to find success. For example, if you're gonna sell a skincare product, try and sell skincare products that are around anti-aging or anti-wrinkles, problems that older women are facing. We like to sell to moms and dads. That's how I look to it. Me and my friends have a good saying that if you can sell to moms on Facebook ads, you'll never go broke. And that's so true. If you guys could find a way to sell products to soccer moms in the US, you will literally never go broke. Focus on products that will help make their lives easier, right? Products like anti-wrinkle devices, weight loss, at-home workout devices. You can even sell consumable and supplements via dropshipping in China, which we'll get into here in a bit, but those are products that can all make women's lives a lot easier. This goes back to identifying what a winning product criteria is. If you have a strict criteria of looking for products that are more focused around older women, you'll find it a lot easier to actually find that winning product. In terms of the specifics of where to actually find this product, I don't want to make this like every other dropshipping video out there and bore you guys with the PP ads, TikTok Creative Center, Facebook ad library. These are all over the internet, and if you guys really want to find places to find the product, there's so many other videos out there. I will say this though, and I've said this in many other videos, my favorite method of finding products to date has to be going to China. And if you guys haven't watched that video yet, well, me and my team actually went to China and talked to some of the suppliers there to see some of the winning products. Be sure to watch that video, it's a banger. However, That's one of my favorite methods. A lot of you guys can't afford that right now. So obviously just sticking with the more traditional methods like Facebook ad library, PP ads for TikTok ads. Top ads on TikTok is unbelievably one of the best ones out there. And also the burner account method, which if you don't know, we talk about that in my big guide video, which I'll plug here as well. Now, once you have that product you want to sell, it's really important you guys build a good store around your product. Now, here's the thing. You could either spend a week building your store, a couple days, a couple hours, or just even 1 hour to build your store. The thing is, you need to focus on the right parts of your store, and you need to know what parts to put most of your work into. For example, I know people that will spend hours building a store. They'll spend hours building out their homepage. They'll make their homepage look amazing. They'll make their contact us page look amazing. They'll even spend time tweaking the terms of service of their store. But then when it comes to their product page, it lacks and they don't make any sales. And that's because 99% of people don't click off your product page. This might be a little too technical for my beginners out there, but it will help you, so hear me out. 99% of people do not click off your product page because you are directing all your traffic when you run your ads to your product page. It's that simple. When someone clicks on your Facebook ad, when someone clicks on your TikTok ad for your e-commerce store, they're gonna go ahead and find your product page because that's the link you put there. It's not gonna be your homepage, it's not gonna be anything else. That's why it's very important you guys have the best product page possible. What does this mean? This means that you want your page to look branded. You want it to look clean. You want to have before and after images if you can. You want to have good copy, meaning you explain the benefits of the products, not the features. You want to have a lot of testimonials, and hate to be that guy, but if obviously with dropshipping and e-commerce, you have to fake the testimonials, you have to fake the reviews. There's a lot of apps out there. We talk about that in the big guide video. So again, I'll plug that up here. But you need to fake the results. You need to put some testimonials on there. And you need to make it look like a real brand. One thing that I've told to my students many, many times that has helped not just them, but me also make a lot of money in e-commerce is perception is everything. You need to have perceived value behind your store. It needs to look like a full-fledged e-commerce brand for people to actually buy from you. Because newsflash, guys, no one's buying from your e-commerce store in 2024 if it doesn't compete with Amazon. And the only way you're gonna get that purchase over Amazon if you have some sort of brand attached to your product that makes it unique and makes it attractive to other people. That's why you don't see people making money selling sticky balls on general stores anymore in 2024, because that model's outdated and it just doesn't work. You need to make sure your store looks nice, more specifically your product page. Like I said, good images, good reviews, you need very good copy, and it just needs to look nice. I'm not gonna get into too much specifics here because on the store that we actually made $580,000 last month with, the store wasn't even that pretty. The product page was super minimalistic and it wasn't like out there crazy. However, it was clean. We wanted to make sure it was clean and it looked like a real brand, and that's key. A lot of you guys might be hesitant to building out your stores because you don't know how to make it look like a real brand. Trust me, guys, the easiest thing you can do in this position is just emulate and not innovate. Emulate other people that are in your brand selling to your same niche. Emulate their stores and make it look just like theirs. It's not hard to copy. In school, we were taught not to copy. We were taught just to stay on our own and do all the work ourselves. Trust me, guys, in the real world, when it comes to business, more specifically e-commerce, you want to emulate your competitors and you want your website to look like theirs. Now we have our product and we have our store. Now, how do we actually get to the position of making $580K in 1 month? Now, this is the main component, and I've said this in all my other videos, and if you haven't watched those yet, be sure to subscribe and watch those before we get to this main component. Also, guys, before we get to the main part, we do have a program that helps people make money with branded dropshipping. If you want more help to actually build out a full-fledged branded dropshipping store where we're utilizing all our connections, all our resources, and even the new AI tools that we've been working on to build your e-commerce store, be sure to just book a call with my team and just see if we're a good fit to help you out. But getting back into it, the main component here was the creative. Look, you can have the worst store in the world. You can have a decent product, but if you have a lot of really good creatives, you can genuinely make a lot of money in 2024 with branded dropshipping. That's the key, guys. And I've said this a million times, and I'll say it a million times again, and people will literally comment on my YouTube videos saying, why is he so redundant? The information is so redundant. Because I don't get in front of the camera to entertain you guys. If you guys want to be entertained, go watch Mr. Beast. I came in front of the camera to educate you guys. And education is boring. It's not going to be fun. I don't expect you guys to have a good time when you watch my videos. I expect you guys to get richer and make money. That's the whole point of all this. But like I was saying, creatives. We test a lot of creatives, a lot of really good creatives. I said this time and time again, but you don't have winning products, you have winning creatives and angles. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that if you have a good product and a lot of good creatives behind it, that's what gets you to the high scale. That's how you're able to make $500,000 a month. That's how you're able to make these brands that actually can be sold for millions, is you have really, really good creative output. Now, I've made a whole video talking about creatives and I've gone very deep into it. So I'm not gonna waste your guys' time and revamp that. When it comes to good creatives, you just wanna focus on UGC. Now, what is UGC? UGC stands for user generated content. UGC is essentially one of the most important parts about e-commerce in 2024. If you look at any of the top brands out there, whatever it be a 7, 8, or even 9-figure brand, they all focus on UGC. For example, the brand HeyShape.com. It's a shapewear brand that does around $5 to $10 million a month. If you look at their ad library, it's all UGC. They use UGC content to promote their product. Now, HeyShape actually has a great product as well, so that's why they're able to do crazy numbers like 10 million a month. If you don't believe me, check out shophunter.io. You can see all their revenue there. But brands like this understand one thing. They understand that you need a high volume of good content. Because the thing is, if you have a high volume of good UGC, you're gonna be able to scale past all these other guys out there. How do you get good UGC? Well, the thing is, there's a lot of ways to do it. You can essentially go to Twitter to find creators. You can then go to Billo.com, Incense.com. There's companies out there, if you look up like UGC creators on Google, you can find them on Fiverr, on Upwork. There's 100 different ways to get UGC. But when you're testing a product, assuming that you guys don't already have a product that's making money, I would highly recommend to focus on ripping content from TikTok. So using watermark removing downloaders out there like ticksave.com or something to go ahead and find these TikTok videos. Rip them is what we call them. So basically steal them. It's not ethical, but it's how you test a product and you launch them as your own ad to see if it works. Now, when it comes to the month of May on this one brand, a dropshipping store that made around $580,000 in revenue, it was really important to us that we tested a lot of content. As you guys can see in the screenshot, it was a pretty new store, assuming that the growth was around 158%. It's a really new store, and this brand hasn't been around for super long. So one, it's very impressive that we were able to pull that off. And two, the only way we were able to do that is because we were hyper testing creatives. We tested so many creatives in that month that it would be kind of dumb for us not to achieve that. In total, we've tested probably 1,000 creatives. In that month alone, we probably tested around 200 creatives. So with all that content behind it, that's all the editing and all the legwork behind that, of course we were able to hit those numbers. Of course we were able to do $500,000. And of course this month we're probably gonna break $1 million. And that's the thing, guys. The edge that you have with branded e-commerce, with more specifically branded dropshipping and why people are gonna buy from you. Yes, having a good store is good. Yes, having a good product is good. But having a lot of content is what's really gonna put you aside from the competition in 2024. Now, a lot of you guys might be thinking, okay, I have my store, I have my product, and I have all my creatives. Now, what's the media buying strategy behind getting to $500,000 a month? What were you guys doing in the campaigns? Like, what was going on in the ad account? Because as you guys know, when it comes to e-commerce, what goes on your ad account is essentially one of the most important parts of the whole business. Now, what I can tell you in confidence, guys, is it's not that complicated. So our campaign structure and advertising structure isn't super complicated. And I actually have another video where we go super in depth with this. So I'm gonna plug the video here, and I plugged it a couple times. It's about a 2-hour long video of me just going in depth with everything with the business model for free, obviously. The campaign structure is not that hard. We have one CBO. This goes for TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, and any platform you're using. We have one CBO at a $50 budget. We have 3 ad sets in that CBO, no budget, because obviously it's tied to the CBO campaign budget optimization, if you know what that means. And then in each 3 ad set, there are just 5 of the same creatives, and that's it. Every time we want to launch a new batch of 5 creatives, we do it in a new campaign, and that's how simple it is. A lot of people overcomplicate it, guys, and it really isn't that complicated, because at the end of the day, your media buying strategy does not matter, and the media buying strategy is not what got us to $500,000 a month. Obviously, the scaling strategy is a bit different, and that's one of the most important parts when it comes to actually achieving these higher numbers, is having a decent and well thought out scaling strategy. So what was our scaling strategy that took this brand from doing literally nothing to now $500,000 a month in the month of March 2024? So with the scaling strategy, it was pretty cutthroat. What I like to do is, if I see a campaign doing really well, I'll bump that campaign about 2 to 3 times. So that's not that aggressive, meaning that it's spread between 2 to 3 days. We basically do a bump a day. Let's say if it's at $50, we bump it to 60, still doing good. Bump it to 72, still doing good. Then we bump it, I believe that's 85 after that, for if you're doing 20% bumps for 2 to 3 days. After 3 bumps, if it's holding up and it's still working, then I'll start to make some aggressive dupes of it. So I'll typically then duplicate the campaign 2 times, at about $500 budgets. So now we have two $500 campaigns in. Pretty aggressive. A lot of people would look at that and be like, well, that's kind of aggressive. Well, if you want to get higher numbers, you got to be aggressive. Mind you guys, we're looking at ROAS and CPA, and I know it can get a bit technical here. So for my beginners, you can just click off the video. You're not welcome anymore. But for my more technical guys, we typically duplicate the campaign to those two $500 budgets, and we look at CPA and ROAS. So assuming that the CPA is still good, the ROAS is still profiting around 25 to 30% every day, we can just keep bumping those new dupes. And after 2 to 3 days of bumping those dupes, and if that's still working, then we'll make 2 more dupes at $3K budget. And if that still works, then we'll make 2 more dupes at a $5K budget. And if that still works, we'll make 2 more dupes at a $10K budget. You just keep picking random budgets. It's not like super set in stone. The only thing that we try and do is before we horizontally scale anything, we try and vertically scale it and bump it a bit to feel it out. It always, during this process, we are cutting campaigns and launching more creatives. And it's really important you guys are consistently launching new creatives and cutting campaigns as you do this, so you're able to actually consistently scale over time. Like I said earlier in the video, in the month that we did around $500,000 in sales, we launched a countless number of creatives. And that's really it, guys. We had the right product, we had a lot of creatives, and we had a pretty decent store, and we were able to scale up. Now, if you want more specifics on what this actual product was and how you can sell products similar to this one, utilizing our suppliers and utilizing a drop shipping pricing structure to where you don't really have to pay much money, then book a call below with me and my team, and we'll help you out. Peace out.